For the most part, I thought their spirit was great. I thought we, for the most part, executed a game plan. Having played them with a level of purpose, and it's like most NBA games, especially when you have a young team. There's a defining moment where the game changes, and now you're playing catch up. And you look at the last few minutes of that third period. I think we had 5 turnovers and went from a 1-point game to a 10-point game. And they're that good, they're that physical, where you put yourself in a little bit of a hole, one that you wish you weren't in. I mean, look at the life I lived. I've lived a life where I hope, give a credible answer. There is always a slippery slope where, you have to demand. They love being coached by Pop. They like it when Pop bites them. And you need to have that sting and that bite so they feel like they're being coached, they're getting better, and Pop is the best at that. And so when do you give them love, and when do you bite them? There's no book that tells you how to do that. You figure out the pulse of the gym. That's one thing. 2, that locker room is amazing. Like, those guys are high character young men that, just want to get better. And that's our job to do it, and to navigate your question about the locker room is always on our mind. But, I think with those 2 things that we spoke of, I think we'll be in good shape. Always the stuff that it's black and white stuff. Like, you should have been there and you weren't. We were in this defense and you weren't. It's things that, can be applied more to mental mistakes or effort-based mistakes. Other than that, they are being groomed and grown, I hope, in a very calculated, responsible way, where we know what we think your game should look like when you're 27. And we don't take our eye off the prize of, like, what's the end game. But those things that, are just an effort-based place, or, a mental mistake. We said we were in this defense, you weren't. Those are the 2 most egregious areas that they'll hear about from Pop, and the group lets us coach them. They're great, as I said. They truly want to get better. I mean, any time you don't have your boss. And the last time I did this, it was like 5 games and 7 nights, and once again, no Jakob. And I give them a little bit of the benefit of the doubt, but that wasn't defensively who we are. Like we've admitted, there needs to be some level of pain when somebody scores. We get it's not 58-58, but you don't just dust stuff off. That's not how this program has been built. And when we started poorly again, you just wanted to remind them of what we said. And they say it themselves, like you can hear them talking in a timeout. They understand, but that was kind of the primary reason, to try to get us back on track and move on from, just some defensive egregious mistakes. He does things that you say, wow, like maintains his balance and isn't rush, and then can finish on the other side. Go pick off a shot as a weak side defensive shot blocker. But then, he'll get lifted by Valanciunas, who does that his whole life, and he just flushes out young guys all the time. Isaiah's bouncing around, Charles is bouncing around. And, there's some few mistakes we needed to not have on some Zion post stuff. But, that's Charles, as I remember, without seeing the tape. Good stuff and stuff that he just has to get better at, and that will come with experience. The growth of a confident player, the vitamin, the development work the guys in the gym have been doing, I think is paying off. I think that the G League relationship we have is priceless. The fact that it's so close makes it even more valuable. And I think, with him, he's a combo guard. He's like an old school type player to me. And although his shot is we're trying to get more arc on his shot, he's got great rotation and it goes in more than it doesn't. I think he's progressing well. Just understand how you impact the game. Everybody impacts the game in different ways, and it isn't always with him with his three-point shot that he started out at an incredibly positive rate. You look at his numbers of where he was in the league early days, and like anything, that settles down, and so you go right back to where I would say, like, how many rebounds did you get tonight? How about a block or a deflection? You got the best offensive perimeter player. Like, that also adds up to having the ability to make the moon ball, that long three ball. And his spirit is fantastic. His attitude is great. I mean, like every other, like 29 other coaches, he has to see a crowd. You're not going to guard him one-on-one. He really wants to go left. These are the things that we're going to do when he gets the ball at the post, where we're going to come out of our schemes. He is such a powerful man and such an incredible athlete. And, I've been in the league a long time. You remember some of the athletes, even like LeBron always blows me away with how big he is. And Zion's power and his just, strength. Whatever you do, you better come quick. Like if there's one hint of indecision, it's too late. And so part of our schemes, we're trying to make good decisions, quick decisions on him.